The following is a presentation of the ForceCenter podcast feed.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, hello there, and welcome to Databank Brawl, the podcast where we learn about Star Wars characters, discuss those characters, share our little feelings about those characters, and then make those characters fight for our amusement and also yours. I'm your host. My name is Joseph Scrimshaw. With me, as always, is a little bit of whiskey and a whole lot of Ken Napzok.
Almost didn't get my name out there or get to answer you because I had whiskey in my mouth. Yeah, sorry.
With me, as always, is a little bit of whiskey in Ken Napzok.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Clink.
Very good. We have so much fun doing these Databank Brawls. We had a great one the last week where we really scraped the bottom of the barrel with the great Clone Wars character, I'm Gun Die.
Look, sometimes we throw Obi-Wan Kenobi in there, Chewbacca. Other times it is like you said, the bottom of the databank, the files buried beneath the other files.
And this one we're getting back to kind of a normal Databank Brawl. We've got some interesting characters, actual interesting characters, some characters who are just pitch perfect for Databank Brawl. They're weirdos, but they're interesting, intriguing weirdos.
That's what we do here.
Intriguing weirdos.
Yeah.
Are you ready for your first combatant, your first intriguing weirdo?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is someone that I'm kind of surprised that we haven't covered, but here we go now. Our first combatant is Zev Senesca.
Rogue 2, repeat.
Rogue 2.
That's
That's right. The rebel who sounds the most like some sort of carbonated beverage. Zev Senesca.
Well, it's funny because I've mixed our whiskey tonight with Zevia soda, so it's kind of Zev Senesca.
We're mixing our whiskey with Zev Senesca. It's tasty. Very good on a cold winter night. Yeah. Or winter morning. Anyway, here's what StarWars.com Databank has to say about good old Zev. Zev was a rebel pilot assigned to Echo Base on the frozen planet Hoth. Flying a snowspeeder as Rogue 2, he located Han Solo and Luke Skywalker after the two went missing during a perilous blizzard. Zev then flew with Rogue Squadron in the Battle of Hoth, but blasts from an AT-AT Walker ripped through his snowspeeder, killing him.
So sad.
Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
He was killed by an AT-AT or an AT-AT or both.
Yeah. I'm reading, there's some legend stuff on him, but
I bet.
We're going canon here in Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And not a lot on him.
No. Because he doesn't really appear much.
Yeah.
But, especially if, you're an older person who lived with only those three movies for a long time.
Yeah.
He's a familiar face.
Absolutely.
A familiar voice. I believe we've both answered trivia questions about him correctly in the Schmodown.
Using his full name.
Yes.
Yep. And people get upset sometimes when I use full names for the officers or the rebel pilots. Yeah.
Why? It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's important to know now.
I look for every opportunity in life to say Zev Senesca.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah, Maximilian Veers
Yeah.
is just his name, kids.
If you're bored, just sit around saying Dak Ralter.
Yeah.
Dak Ralter.
Dak Ralter, indeed. Echo Base, this is Rogue 2. I found them. Repeat, I've found them. He's such a warm
Yeah, right?
guy. He's just got a warm atmosphere and aura to him.
Yeah, for an actor who's just like, hey, you're going to be in this space movie.
Right.
Maybe you heard of Star Wars. Just sit in this weird thing, and then we're going to put a camera on you and act real human.
Christopher Malcolm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you don't even get a clear shot of his face. Like, you know what I mean? You do, but he's always scrunched into that helmet with the yellow goggles in front of him.
Yeah.
He always looks like he doesn't quite fit into the snowspeeder. Like he's a big guy, he's a little husky, and he's having trouble strapping on in there.
Yeah, there's something about him that always looked a little bit like an assistant manager of something. Like, he's like, wow, that's a guy who had like a good 9 to 5 day job, and he's like, no, the Empire is wrong.
Right, yeah.
I will join the rebellion. So, in modern canon, there's nothing that's fleshing out good old Zev Senesca.
It does have a homeworld, Kestic Station, though there's in a novel... Thura was listed as a homeworld, but Kestic Station is what's listed here on Wikipedia. Human male, 1.6 meters tall, hair color brown. I mean, we don't really know that. Eye color brown, skin color fair. Scottish-born actor Christopher Malcolm played him.
All right. So I guess we can just go right to our feelings then, because there's nothing else to know. There's no quote for him. I mean, or is there?
No, that is the quote.
Oh, right,
Echo
right.
Base. This is Rogue 2.
I found them. Repeat. I found them. And he's got that great smile.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Zev Senesca?
Love Zev Senesca. Rogue 2. You know, when Rogue Squadron and those novels took off, you know, it's like you think of him. And then Rogue One comes out.
Yeah.
And they named the movie Rogue One, and immediately I go to him. Well, he's Rogue 2.
Come on, right there. Come on, Zev, so close to fame, so close to glory.
Rogue, what do they refer to as Luke? Rogue Leader, right?
Yeah.
That would make sense. Gold Leader, Red Leader,
Yeah.
Rogue Leader. So I like now in my head canon, and it might even be official canon, that they're like, oh, Rogue One is what launched the rebellion, or you tied us all together, brought us together as a team. We'll retire Rogue One as a number, but Rogue's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That Bodhi Rook came up with a good thing there on the fly. Canon. So I like that there's Rogue Leader, Rogue 2.
Yeah.
Boom.
And he gets to be Rogue too. Yeah. And I'm interested in, is it his skill that saved Luke Skywalker and Han Solo? Is he the guy who just happened to get assigned that sector?
Right, because they split off, right? There's 3 or 4 snow speeders that split off.
And he seems real proud of finding them. So I like to think that maybe there's some skill involved.
You know what I like to think? I'd like to think that there was some instinct.
Yeah.
And that he was the acting commander. And he's like, you guys, you know, Hobby, you go here. Dak, why don't you fly? Go there.
Yeah.
Wedge, I'm sure Wedge was searching.
One would hope that Wedge was not just like, finally, Skywalker's gone.
Jansen, why don't you take this one?
Yeah.
I like the idea of, he was like, I got a hunch where they might be.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's really what I think his biggest tribute to him is that he probably should have been Wedge. Mm-hmm. Just storytelling wise, right?
Right.
Because he's the other one who's famous for living.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, but yes, and that is one thing that over time I really love, that we have another face of the rebellion.
Yeah.
This guy. And then that's why, we don't have time to tick over to his Legends thing there and look deep into how he joined and all the blah, 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 because I have that there. But I just, that's when you're watching Empire, you're like, what brought this guy to the rebellion? Like you said, is he a middle manager at some place, a casting station? He's like, I'm joining up.
Yeah, this is wrong.
Yeah, so I like that about him.
All right, yeah, I've always liked him too. I think that delivery of we found him and his little smile, man, great stuff. And then, of course, you're sad. I believe you actually see...
Yeah.
I believe he's one of the few people where you actually see blood flecked on his face before he dies in the Battle of Hoth.
Yeah, those snow speeders... I love them. Some of my favorite vehicles in Star Wars there, but with the T-47 snow speeders.
Yeah.
I like him a lot, but they don't seem like not surprised that there's blood, that he's just been jostled around and some blaster bolts went off him, that they don't stand really a chance against the walkers.
Yeah. If anybody heard a little thing, I tried to move it away from the microphone. If you happen to hear, I had a Siri incident with my phone.
Those are the best during
Siri
podcasts.
started to talk to me.
Because you will mute your phone, you'll turn the sound all off, and then suddenly... Hello, Joseph, what is the problem? I'm recording. Recording what? I will record. Yeah. Right.
I'm searching for Zev Senesca. There are no fruit beverages named Zev Senesca. Get out of here, Siri. But Ken was making a good point, damn it.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right, so we're going to move on to our next combatant. Mm-hmm. Now, this is I like this because we are getting into our blending period. Okay. We had a lot of just Last Jedi character versus Last Jedi character. Here's one that I'm just bringing in because I think it is a character that can interact with other characters. Okay. Our next combatant is one of my favorite small background characters from The Last Jedi. It is SE8 Waiter Droid.
I'm looking this up. SE8
Waiter Droid.
Luxury Waiter Droid.
Is this guy up on Wikipedia?
Let's see here. I probably typed it in
SE8, like Southeast 8. Waiter Droid.
Got it.
While you're looking,
Here we go.
Okay, good. He exists. All right. Well, here's what the Databank has to say. Built by Industrial Automaton, SE8 Waiter Droids attend to the needs of guests in the Kanto Casino, shuffling across the floor bearing trays of drinks. The droids boast state-of-the-art gyroscopic systems and are programmed to gracefully avoid collisions with inattentive or impaired gamblers.
Yeah.
Which I already like the look of him, but
Yeah.
damn did that sentence sell me on this waiter droid. Designed to be bumped into by drunks without dropping the drinks. That's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, I can see the design. I can see that in the design, I should say.
Oh, yeah. That they kind of got some balance to him.
Well, yeah, no, because so it's like, all right, it's like a protocol droid that's all black, but with like gold trim.
Yeah.
And it's got some really sturdy legs, thighs, and like kind of like the old 3 3/4 G.I. Joe figures. The centerpiece, it was, the rubber band attached around like the hips. So the hips are a little wider than the abs there, the abdomen. So you can see that maybe he's got some. He can take a punch and keep going.
Oh yeah, he is thick in the middle.
Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I got a wife and family. Yeah. So I can see that.
Yeah, but I like that he's all black. He's got this great gold trim and totally faceless. And then this weird, it looks like he's got a plunging neckline that exposes a little bit of his, wiring.
Almost, am I wrong? Almost like early Iron Man?
Yeah, it's real clunky.
Like Tony Stark in a V-neck?
Yeah, it is. It really show off the old Tony Stark arc reactor and pecs. But yeah, he does have some sort of almost arc reactor thing. I wonder if that's that's the gyroscope, or if that's a little camera. Who knows? Just thought he looked cool. And in that Canto Bite book, they reference this droid a lot, wandering around, just always there, always ready with a drink. And this is an interesting canon thing to me of if this droid is built by Industrial Automaton, is it super expensive? Is it own? It says attends the needs of the guests in the Kanto Casino, but we could imagine that other people purchase this droid.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily need to be Canto Bite.
Right.
So I imagine that Wikipedia is not full of juicy information about the SE8 Waiter Droid?
Not much more than what you have already stated. Manufacturer, like you said, Industrial Automaton. I love that. I loved it. I want to go there right now. Class service droid, you already said that. Plating color black. Affiliation Kanto Casino. So yeah, nothing particularly new there. We're still discovering the world of the SE8 Waiter Droid. Better, I think, a better Waiter Droid than WA7
for sure,
but just not as much personality.
Not as much personality.
I don't see this one saying, "You want a cup of Java juice?"
It is true. When you really compare them as Waiter Droids, one has no face and can't be knocked over. Yeah. The other one has an attitude and is rolling on a wheel.
Yes. And has fought before, right? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Definitely. But yeah, you and I have been waiting for Canto Bite characters to come rolling out, and we got our wish here.
Start to dig in deep. And once you get your heart set on seeing the SE8 Waiter Droid, there's some juicy shots to be seen in good old Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. I mean, you and I have been paying attention to the Canto Bite stuff because we knew some characters, and definitely see it there. Definitely.
Yeah. So how do you like the design? Do you like the aesthetic of this character?
Yeah. Look, I always say, people are like, I like Last Jedi, but I didn't like the Canto Bite stuff. Which I understand, but I don't like Canto Bite as much as the other stuff. Not because of the story. I think Finn and Rose have an important story there, but I wanted more time there.
Yeah,
I think it's a great world. I love that Rian Johnson created the rich, the upper crust, something we don't see a lot of, or at least haven't seen since the opera scene on Coruscant and Revenge of the Sith. So I like the idea here, and I think that they would have this state-of-the-art service droid.
Yeah, and I think that's great. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. Like WA7 is bargain basement, right? And this is fancy.
Right.
Yeah, no face to talk back. All right, so any other details?
No.
All right, then let's fight.
Yes.
So this one will be fun to decide because we have, obviously, we know Zev's end date, unfortunately. It's at the Battle of Hoth, so it would probably happen before Battle of Hoth.
Yeah.
You got to think Canto Bite's been rolling for quite some time. Yeah, it's not new.
I know we smudge canon here every now and then, but we try to stay in tune with it as best we can. So yeah, you and I are the same mind. Canto Bite, much like Las Vegas. It had been around a while.
It's been around a while. So now I believe that if somebody else is going to pay a lot for these droids, they could get them. So this could be Zev goes to Canto Bite, or this could be Zev happens to encounter an SE8 Waiter Droid at some other luxurious, expensive place.
You know what? But here's what this is my idea here, is Zev missed the Battle of Yavin. So we know that Wedge was not missed the Battle of Scarif because he took that day off, right? That's kind of sort of canon, right? You hear his voice allegedly.
He
right?
had space mumps.
Yes. So I think Zev is he's quit his job as a middle manager for intergalactic office supply business on Keswick Station. He is coming out of training, whatever they do, the Rebel Academy.
Yeah.
And he's on Yavin, but things are after in the lead up to before Battle of Scarif. Okay. They're like, we're not sure what's going to happen, and he's like, can I request a vacation? They're like, yeah.
Yes.
You get some personal time. So I think he heads off.
Yeah, and I think actually this inspires me.
Okay.
I think when he requests vacation, like, sure, and he's like, where are you going to go? And I think maybe he's just chatting with Emot.
Right. Major turned general.
Yeah. So whatever his rank was back in the day.
Right.
Emot. He's like, where are you going? Canto Bite. And Emot's like, well, you know what I've been thinking? Mon Mothma won't approve this, but the rebels need funds. I'll give you a little bit of rebel money to bet with. If you could break the bank.
This is like Star Wars Casino Royale.
Yeah, this is the plot of Casino Royale. I was like,
love this.
Why not?
Love this.
Emot, nobody's going to take me seriously, but Zev Senesca.
Right.
That sounds like the name of a high roller, and you're a business person, right? You used to do office supplies, right?
Yeah, I kept the ledger. It's pretty good. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're good with numbers.
I found the numbers. I repeat, I found them.
All right, well, I'm going to give you, don't tell Mon Mothma, don't tell Draven. He is an uptight asshole. But here you go. And I think he gives him a little bit of Republic coffers, and off Zev Senesca flies to exotic Cantonica and even more exotic Canto Bite.
Yes. So
I think he's going to go, and I think he's going to play not slots, but like a sit-down game, like a card game, because I think he is pretty good with numbers.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Good hands, good eyes.
Yeah,
good
real good
instincts.
eyes.
Good instincts.
Good instincts, good eyes. That's how he found Han and Luke.
Flying straight out of all-terrain armored transport and a lightly armored snowspeeder. But yeah.
Everybody's luck runs out.
Yeah.
He's going to spend a lot of it here on Canto Bite.
Everybody's going to die, as we learned last week. Yeah.
But I think that, so I think he goes to a table right there at Canto Bite.
Yeah.
And I think tensions are a little bit high because they got word that, things are going to explode.
Well,
in the galaxy.
Yeah. And there's some war profiteers there. There's some arms dealers there. This is present then, just as it is now. People are losing money on the Fathier races. A lot of tension, like you said.
Yeah. So I think Zev is playing. He's playing the numbers. He's trying to do a good job.
Yeah.
And SE8 Waiter Droid comes up.
Right.
And offers him a drink. And I don't see anything in canon about whether or not they speak. I think they have to be able to make some noise.
Yeah,
it's a service droid,
that
right?
would make some sense.
And I think they have like a deep, sexy voice because this is a place of luxury and everyone wants to feel luxurious. So I think the SE8 Waiter Droid is like, hello. Would you like a flaming shizao?
And Zev kind of freaked out at first here. He's like, what? And he's like, no, I'm good. And he kind of like pushes the droid away.
Okay.
Droid's not bothered by this.
No,
it just
I know.
Kind of goes,
yeah, can't be pushed over.
And those drinks on those trays stay perfect.
Yeah. And I think the SE8 Waiter Droid is like, oh, good choice, sir. And he takes a different drink.
Yes.
And sets it down.
Right.
And I think he's like this is a Thorian Zambot. Good selection, sir.
And Zev puts down his cards. Have we determined what exactly, or are they?
We haven't decided.
Okay, there's some cards. He's got
Yeah.
some dice. He's got a lot of things going. It's a big table. I know, it's like super space craps.
He's got some cards, some dice.
Which
He
is
also
also what happens if you come out of hyperspeed too fast. So he puts it down and he's like, "Look, I told you I don't want to drink. Repeat, I don't want to drink."
yeah.
Takes a drink, and he's not a thrower, but he goes to put it back on the tray,
Yeah.
and someone else bumps into the droid. It's crowded around.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Real crowded.
We have an accident. The drink is spilled everywhere.
Yeah, I think that, the droid naturally pivots and stays upright after it is bumped into by a random drunken Aqualish.
Yeah.
But it elbows the Ithorian Zambot, and it spills all over Zev's only okay suit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not fancy at all.
It's got some Yavin dust on it.
Yavin dust. He's got a cape, but he couldn't afford a full one, so it's only like down to his ass. It floats right above his ass.
It's a half cape.
It's a half cape. It's kind of embarrassing. But he spills this drink, the SE8 Waiter Droid, this Ithorian Zambot, all over Zev Senesca. And then I think the SE8 Waiter Droid says, "Oh my.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. However, that was not a complimentary drink.
No.
You owe me 800 Canto coins, which is the currency here."
Canto coins. He hasn't won anything. Zev's not a high roller at this point.
No.
You know, you start getting those free drinks at the Riviera when you win some nickel slots. All right, so he hasn't put in the time here. So yeah, you're right. And he's like, I'm not paying for that drink. 800 Canto coins.
Yeah.
For something that I didn't even want. I told you no. All right, I repeated it. I don't want no.
Yeah.
I think he starts to walk away.
Oh my. Okay. And the SE8 Waiter Droid. This is an SE8 Waiter Droid who has a little bit more personality than intended. The programming has corrupted.
Early model, yeah.
And I think this SE8 Waiter Droid is really diligent about getting paid.
Yeah.
About this SE8 Waiter Droid likes to do upselling for some reason.
Yeah.
Bad programming. So the SE8 Waiter Droid follows Zev Senesca all the way to the men's room. I think Zev goes to just splash some water on his face, adjust his half cape, and get his head back in the game.
There's nothing worse than having to adjust your half cape.
Right there in the bathroom in front of God and everybody.
It's embarrassing. I can't tell you.
And the SE8 Waiter Droid just pushes the door open, walks right in there, shoves himself between Zev in the mirror.
Some aggressive programming.
Like, hello. I do need those 800 Canto coins.
Yeah.
And I think Zev loses his patience at this point, right?
Yes.
So what does he do to try to shut the droid down?
Well, in Zev's mind, he knows that this droid, you're not going to be able to punch a droid, kick a droid. He read some reports that there was some ill-informed Jedi on Utapau that tried to kick a droid leader and hurt his ankle. He's like, I've heard. He's smart enough.
Yeah.
He's got instincts.
Yeah.
So he reaches for a special Canto hand soap.
Oh, a Canto hand soap.
Canto hand soap, and it's in a bottle, and he squeezes it.
He squirts him with Canto lotion.
Squirts him with Canto lotion.
Where? In the face? In
the what he believes is the eye perceptor thing there.
Yeah, in the general face area, or that eye perceptor on the chest.
Oh, so you want to go for the arc reactor?
No, I'm curious. I want to know what you're picking.
I was thinking like Zev went straight for the face.
I think Zev's a meat and potatoes guy. I think he would not assume where the eye is. I think he would imagine it's on his head part. So yeah, I think he just. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think he just creams the face of this SE8 Waiter Droid.
No, absolutely,
because it's what happens.
Yeah.
And I think the SE8 Waiter Droid is, of course, unhappy about this and starts saying, "Oh my, oh my, oh my," and it starts to flail around. That is where the eye receptors are.
Yeah.
Starts flailing around looking for a Canto towel. Canto Bite was designed basically in the same Batman theory. Everything is a Canto something.
Well, it's good branding.
Yeah.
If you go to, Caesar's Palace, everything's Caesar's Palace,
Yeah. Canto towels, Canto coins,
Makes
Canto
sense.
lotion.
Makes sense to me. I don't question it at all there.
Yeah.
So he goes for these towels.
Yeah, he goes flailing for these towels. And I think in his flailing, he just smacks Zev right across the face. Just big robot hand right across the side of Zev's head.
That hurts.
Yeah.
And he falls underneath the sinks. He's right to the ground.
He goes right to the ground. What does he say?
He says, "Ouch! Ouch! That hurts. Why did you hit me? I don't deserve that."
So he's saying all of this.
Yeah, he
As he's
speaks some
falling.
weird. Yeah. Why would you do that? I didn't even want this drink.
He's a man who says what's on his mind. He's a
very
straight
literal.
shooter. That's what got him in trouble with the Imperials back on that station he's from. He'd
Yes.
speak his mind. The Imperials would yell at him. He's just a fountain of truth.
Yeah.
A fountain of truth that has just been smacked under a sink.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the SE8 Waiter Droid, now he says, "My apologies, but I need those Canto coins." And he bends over and he sticks his robot fingers into any pocket or pouch that he can find. He basically starts just getting really handsy all over Zev's half-ass suit.
And yeah, it's a cheap suit. So
It's
he's
a cheap
he's
suit. So
Ripping, he's
buttons
ripping,
are popping.
Yeah.
Oh, this could get real disturbing for Zev in seconds.
Ripping the breast pockets ripped there. And Zev's just like, he's beside himself. He doesn't have his blaster. He doesn't, he's not in a snow speeder. He's kind of out of his element. There's a reason he became a pilot.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But he is perceptive and intuitive, as you've said. So I think he would suddenly, I think in his mind, he suddenly sees like, oh, wow. No matter what bumps into this droid, it doesn't fall down. It must be gyroscopic.
Yeah.
How can I use that to my advantage?
New tech, he says. He says new tech. So how does he use that to his advantage? Now I'm wondering, just as an actual potential fight I might have one day in life when the droids, robots take over.
When the robots and their gyroscopes come for us all?
Yeah. I think he knows that if it's not going to be tipped over or knocked over, you're going to have to take out its feet.
Yes. It needs to be physically unable to stand. It doesn't matter how much of a good sense it has of what is up and down if it doesn't have feet.
So he thinks, how can I take it off its feet? I know. What if I wrap like a cable or a cord around his feet? So he looks around. He's underneath the sink still, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He looks around. There's an electrical box
Ooh,
underneath there.
nice.
So he opens it up. And he's not kicking the droid, but he's like pushing it with his feet.
Pushing away, yeah.
Because the droid's
yeah.
like 800 Canto coins.
Yeah.
800 Canto coins.
Where are your pockets?
Where are your pockets? Where? Please empty your pockets. I will call the Canto police. And he opens up this electrical box and starts pulling cords. And the lights in the bathroom go off.
Oh, nice.
But like emergency lighting, low light, emergency lights come on. And he keeps yanks. And the droid's like, they can see during the dark, but he's underneath the sink. It's
yeah. And he's narrating, right? He's like, cable removed.
Cable. And he pulls it off, and he's like, God, can't wait to tell Jansen about this and Wedge. And he pulls this cable off, wraps it around
Nice.
SE8 Waiter Droid's feet, and the droid kind of like looks down. He knows, he can sense what's going on. And Zev just yanks, and then the droid falls over.
Oh, yeah. The
Backwards, I think.
droid falls over backwards. Its feet entangles. Bang! And Zev is like, ha ha!
Yeah.
Zev has won. Zev starts crawling up, and suddenly something very weird and disturbing happens. The hands of the SE8 Waiter Droid go, they sink back into the wrist.
Did you just make the 1980s Transformer sound?
I did.
Okay.
And then feet come out, replacing the hands.
Wow.
And suddenly, the SE8 Waiter Droid is standing again. Its arms, its hands have become feet.
So he's like upside down, or is he now
Upside
like a quadruped type of hair?
Totally upside down.
Okay.
Sticking up in the air is his feet that are all tied with clever cable. Canto cable.
He's upside. Got it. Love it.
Gussied up, tied up with that Canto cable with his feet, but he's got replacement feet, and he's like, I'm upside down, but I still need 800 Canto coins.
So I think at this point, Zev's like, I'm going to have to do this myself. So I think he leaps for these new feet because they're easier to grab. They're not as thick, maybe. So he leaps for them, grabs them with his. Again, he's kind of a husky gentleman.
Oh,
big bone. So Zev grabs him and tries to pull him down to no avail.
Oh, yeah, it's not working. And I think one of the SE8 Waiter Droid realized, threat detected, pulls one of his hand feet back and kicks Zev. And I think hits Zev right in the gut. And I think Zev goes falling back. He smashes through the door of one of the refreshers.
One of the refresher stalls.
The refresher stalls.
Fair enough.
And he stumbles back, and he ends up just sitting on a refresher. Shameful.
Shit, totally shameful. But he has some refresher paper there.
Some Canto paper.
And I think he starts taking it off the space roll. A lot of it. And he leaps up and wraps as much as the Canto refresher paper around the head of the droid.
Okay, still trying to...
Because he realizes when he used the lotion, when he creamed his face...
It worked for a second, yeah. When he creamed his face. Now he's just got to Canto paper his face. All right, so Zev is he is the Jason Bourne of Canto Bite. Any object he finds, he can turn into a weapon, mostly by wrapping it around the droid.
Yeah.
So now he's doing laps, right?
Yeah.
He's just running around.
It's like he's a 7th grader pranking a neighbor's house.
He is TPing the head of the SE8 Waiter Droid.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the waiter's droid's face gets entirely covered. Its voice is now muffled.
I cannot see. Must engage secondary face.
And the waist opens up.
Yeah.
And a secondary face comes out.
Wow.
It is so disturbing.
Backup face.
But these are fancy droids that are meant to keep serving you alcohol no matter what rich, drunk people do to them.
And
they got backup everything.
30 years or so later, the later models of the waiter droids would not have these second faces because it freaked out customers too much.
Understandably. But now this droid is still upside down.
Right.
Got a secondary face sticking out of its waist.
Upside down, secondary face. This is
Feet
a horror
tied together,
show right here.
A creamed, wrapped head. Mm-hmm. This SE8 Waiter Droid just keeps coming, pushing Zev Senesca to the limits of his ingenuity.
He's like the T-1000.
He's the SE-1000.
Yeah.
Now, I think maybe this is a good point to pause our combat. Because Zev has used a lot of the environment on him.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of this. The SE8 Waiter Droid keeps coming. Mm-hmm. Who do we want to win? Who do we think deserves to win this combat?
I mean, I still want Zev to win, and I still think he deserves to win. We have established that drink wasn't his fault. I don't, I think he was brought here under weird circumstances. I think he should have ended up going to some other place to vacation. I think this is kind of a low-level rebel mission. Zev doesn't deserve that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I feel like Zev is a fighter. Yeah. Maybe not entirely physically, but he's got the instincts. He's got the intuition.
Right.
He knows he's a practical man. He's a middle management, meat and potatoes, take care of business guy.
Yeah.
And he has seen nothing is going to stop unless there's total destruction of the SE8 Waiter Droid.
Right.
So, how do you think he goes about? He was just trying to stop the droid before, but now he's made the decision in his mind. It's time for Zev Senesca to end this droid.
I think he goes back underneath the sink. All right. And there's some pipes connecting the sink to the wall. And with his feet, he just kicks and kicks and kicks until the pipe breaks loose.
And I think to make it worse, the SE8 Waiter Droid is on him. It's kicking him the whole time, but he's fighting through. He's getting it in the ribs. He's getting in the back of the head and the neck. He's getting kicked.
Canto coins.
He lodges one of the pipes. Water is shooting out.
Oh, yeah.
So now he has in his hand a small pipe, and that is the deadliest weapon Zev's had his hands on this entire fight.
Oh, yeah.
And I think as the refresher starts, the whole bathroom starts to flood.
Oh, yeah.
I think he distracting the droid. The droid's like there's something in the droid's programming that he's like, oh, must alert maintenance.
Yeah,
water.
Canto water is bad. Canto water, no good. Canto water is limited on Canto Bite. It is a desert planet.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So there's some internal alarms. And in that moment, Zev gets to his feet.
Yeah.
And takes the biggest swing of his life with this pipe.
Yeah, and I think he just cracks it right in the secondary face. In the face, shatters.
Yeah.
In all of the fury, all of the injustices that the Imperials have laid on him back in his youth, in his middle management days, his frustration that the rebellion can't do more, he just starts to lay it all out. Whack, whack, whack. The SE8 Waiter Droid is just being pummeled. The SE8 Waiter Droid is somewhere deep inside a voice box is still like, coins. But I think eventually he cracks it open like a just terrible droid pinata, and a little bit of water gets in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's no good, right? It's fireworks. Sparking.
It's almost like an Obi-Wan shot Grievous.
Yeah. But all electronics. It's like a little electronic fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it works its way up to its regular head.
Yeah.
And it causes maybe an explosion of some kind.
Oh yeah, I think it's original head, which is still underneath.
Oh, you're right. So it goes down.
It explodes.
Yeah.
Shrapnel. Oh, this is unpleasant for Zev. Just cuts into his ankle. He's cut. There's
not good.
blood in the water.
It's not.
There's a shark creature out there in the Canto Casino. Starts smelling something. There's blood in the water. Now bits of the SE8 Waiter Droid in blood. The door of the refresher hole, the old bathroom, bursts open and it starts to flood into the casino.
Oh no!
And Zev realizes, oh man, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
SE8 Waiter Droid is splashing around and just begins to it has a moment of self-reflection because it had more programming. It's like, I just wanted to collect the coins.
I was doing my job.
And I did it well. Just bits and pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
And Zev just goes racing out of this, the water splashing everywhere, bathroom.
Yeah. And the entire casino floor is stopped and is turned around and looking at Zev.
Yeah.
I think Zev, being somewhat of the calm, cool, collected rebel that he is, simply just adjusts what's left of his tattered suit.
Gets his half cape nice.
Yeah, gets his half cape, puts his head up in the air, proud, and just walks out of the casino.
Yep. I think he does, and I think he's real bummed. He goes to another casino because there's more than one.
Yeah,
he goes to another casino.
Yeah, the lesser ones there. Yeah,
he had to give up basically his whole stake at that game he was playing.
Yep.
He has basically next to no money, so he's just got enough money for just the crappiest drink, just like bottom basement. It's actually we didn't even know that plastic existed in the Star Wars galaxy, but it comes in a plastic bottle, a plastic jug.
Right.
He just gets some horrible, Corellian burn. It's called
Corellian burn.
It's just terrible. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
And he's a couple of different aliens sit down next to him and they're chattering like, did you hear? Somebody destroyed an SE8 Waiter Droid.
Yeah.
And the other alien says, no one can destroy an SE8 Waiter Droid. Those things are made amazingly well. And Zev realizes,
idea pops in his head.
I'll bet you somebody can destroy an SE8 Waiter Droid.
Oh, yeah.
And this other drunk alien takes the bet.
Takes the bet. Loses the bet.
Yep.
Zev wins the money needed.
Yeah.
For the rebellion. It's a mission completed.
Yeah.
It's a mission. A successful mission.
That money buys many more T-65 X-Wings because they need a few more.
They do need.
They need a few more because a couple did get destroyed on Scarif, or will in a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's around this time here.
Yeah. And I think Zev goes back to Yavin, a triumphant and slightly shamed hero.
Yeah. On the way back to Yavin, he hears reports of some sort of skirmish. When he gets there, Admiral Akbar's like, Senesca, where have you been? Start grabbing things. We're evacuating.
He's missed everything.
Yes.
He's missed Scarif. He's missed
everything.
The Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
He's thinking the whole time, I got it. Such a great story.
Yeah. He's like, wait till they get hear this.
This kid came from Tatooine, and then he destroyed the Death Star, and there's a smuggler, and they rescued Princess Leia, and the Death Star was real. And I was like, I beat up a waiter droid.
Got a drink spilled on me, and I beat up a droid.
Look at my shins. They're all cut. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duty is duty.
Yeah.
Duty is duty.
Yeah. One of the last things he says is, where's General Merrick?
And that is the end of our adventure. Beautiful, a beautiful adventure, and really a triumph for Zev Senesca.
Yeah.
As always, if there are characters that you want to see fight and learn more about, let us know. Use the hashtag Databank Brawl. You can suggest matchups. You can just suggest individual characters. And this is fun. We're going to start doing this. We're going to start pulling out some of those characters from The Last Jedi that can be combined with other characters from other times, other eras. It's going to be so much fun as we keep digging into The Last Jedi and probably scraping the barrel of the Clone Wars and Rebels. Get ready for some random people from Lothal, because they're going to show up on Databank Brawl eventually.
I should start rewatching the Clone Wars to get used to it.
Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me at Ken Napzok across all social media platforms. That includes the show Daily Thrones on Anchor and on Twitch at Ken Napzok is the name. I fight on Battlefront 2 as good as Zev underneath a sink.
Which is to say, very resourcefully.
Yeah.
And also, we also want to give a shout out to Tony Thaxton, as always, for writing our great theme music here for Databank Brawl, both the intro theme and the catchy rock song that you're about to hear. If you want to hear more Star Wars music from Tony, you can check out his Patreon. Just go to patreon.com and search for Tony Thaxton. While you're on Patreon, why not find us, this very podcast? You can go to patreon.com/ForceCenter and support us at whatever level you're comfortable with. $1 is great. Be a part of the $2 army. That's great. We just want as much support as possible. As many people as possible is more important than the amount of money in some ways. You can also go to tpublic.com/user/ForceCenter and check out all of our designs. You can make t-shirts. You can make stickers to put on your laptop. Ken's got a prequel sticker right here on his laptop. You can be like Ken. You can also check out some of my stuff. I'm always doing live shows. You can look at my website, josephscrimshaw.com. Check out the live shows page. You can also check out my podcast, Obsessed. I talk to people about things that they like a lot, maybe too much. You can also find me personally on Twitter and Instagram as @Joseph Scrimshaw. You can like ForceCenter on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as @ForceCenterPod. And until next time, as Luke Skywalker once said while no one was really listening to him, I care. That's it for Databank Brawl.